Today in the Cardinals franchise, we're looking to punch our ticket to the NLCS. It's time to go on the road for Game 3 after dominating the first 2 games of the series. We've never won a playoff series in this franchise, but today, that could finally change. The Braves only scored 1 run in the first 2 games, and I'm expecting them to have a little more offense. I can't expect to keep them quiet for 3 straight games, but Nestor Cortes is going to give him his best shot today. He's been one of our best pitchers in the series. And we'll see if the Cardinal bats can stay hot against Spencer Strider, who did not fare well against us in the postseason a year ago, but is still one of the best pitchers in the game. Game 3 in Atlanta is underway. Game 4, if necessary, would also be in Atlanta. Leading off, Geraldo Perdomo with a drive to right field. And right away, we've got a solo shot to right field. He missed with the curveball, and Perdomo delivers. After some rough moments defensively in the first game primarily, now Perdomo gives us a nice edge in Game 3. I lost that one in the sky, too. I had no idea where it really went. Nolan Gorman hitting second did launch a home run in Game 2. And it was way out, 460 plus. Got him! It's a slider from Strider. Very good pitch for strike 3. You really can't afford to miss with breaking balls against us. We tend to turn on those. And if I know I'm going to see a lot of them, I'm going to start to sit on that pitch. Fastball at 97. I can't focus on the off speed too much. That fastball is going to be tough to catch up to. And it hits Brandon Marsh right in the belt. And a drive into center now from William Contreras. And 3 Cardinals have already reached. Contreras so good on just pitches over the plate. You don't got to be too patient with him. Batting champion for a reason. And now Daryl Moreno, who sent out a 3-run homer in Game 2. And a little eager on that curveball. Fastball at 98 is missed. Wow, Strider throws a great front door slider. That should have been strike 3. The count is full. And it's grounded to Olsen, and they will turn 2 to finish the inning. Strider recovers after a leadoff homer, and now Nestor Cortes will try to settle in. He was our best pitcher this season. A 1.14 whip. Now, his strikeout rate isn't all that high. The ball's going to be in play if his regular season trends maintain. Not many walks, not many homers, not many strikeouts. Michael Harris will start. Had a triple at the beginning of Game 2. It got Atlanta off to a nice 1-0 start. But that would be the only run they scored the first 2 games in St. Louis. 2-2 on Michael Harris, who strikes out to begin the Atlanta day offensively. I don't think Kelenic played all that well in the first 2 games. He's a very free swinger. So we're going to force him to show that he can lay off pitches out of the zone. Cortes, the 2-2. Got him looking. Clip the corner. And Ronald Acuna Jr. with the bases empty. Hitting .214 in the postseason. Pitching him a lot more carefully than some of the other hitters. And Wynn makes the play. And you're not getting Acuna if you had to dive for it. I can already tell the impact that Masyn Winn has there at second base. He's able to get to some balls that in the past have gotten through. When we had Donovan there, it felt like they were always able to sneak a couple by him a game. And I think the defense there is pretty important. But having 2 infielders that can play that defense well, along with Schwarber off the bench, is giving us something I didn't realize how nice it would be to have, because I can just pinch hit Schwarber whenever I want and basically lose nothing, very little defensively. And that proved to be very useful for us in Game 1. So Acuna swipes second. We don't want Riley driving him in. Riley bounces up the middle and through. Acuna comes around. He will score. And the game is tied. Not a bad pitch either. Inside corner. But a good piece of hitting. And Ozzie Albies takes a perfect pitch for a ball. And now having trouble finding the zone is Cortez, whose pitch count in the first is already running up. 23. And now a fastball to Albies. And he ends up drawing a walk. So both teams get three base runners. But the Braves aren't done. Arcia fouled off. Late on the cutter at 88. And got him looking. Big comeback for Cortez to finish the first. Strider having trouble against Brendan Donovan. 3-1 and popped up. Perfect swing on it, but the catch is made. Flied into right field. It'll be a one-pitch flyout. What a pitch from Strider. He closes the second with a strikeout of Robert for a 1-2-3 inning. Donovan, it's hit right to him, and Olsen retired. This is not a lineup I like to face with left-handed pitching. They have some really good righty bats with Acuna. They have Albies, who's a switch hitter. Rutschman, a switch hitter. And then some of their lefties, like Olsen, the splits, are not going to be too critical. So the way this is starting off, it doesn't feel like it'll be a long outing for Cortez. But hopefully can get through a couple clean innings here. But Rutschman is going to reach. Into right field, and back-to-back singles for Atlanta. Harris, 61 clutch, 72 plate vision. And 2 on, just 1 down. Slider, he's over the top of it. And does not get the called strike 3. So this umpire does not have the best zone from what we've seen in less than 2 full innings. That's going to be just foul. That was going to be an awkward play to try to make defensively. Full count now to Michael Harris, and we really want this in the zone. Into right center field. Extra bases for Harris. 2 are going to come home, and Michael Harris delivers again. A 2-run double, and Atlanta's jumping all over Nestor Cortez. 9-pitch at bat, and eventually Harris gets a fastball he can square up. We're going to have to get this bullpen going early. I'm going to warm up Michael Kopech. He could go a couple innings. Mason Miller could, but if we're losing, especially if the lead gets worse, then I don't want to use him like early in a game where we're down like that. Having trouble getting a strike. He falls behind Jared Kelenic. Not a good showing. Kelenic takes a strike, and he'll head back to the dugout. The starts we got in games 1 and 2 were phenomenal. Burns went 8 innings. Cease had 5 really strong frames. Cortez over 50 pitches and not even through 2 yet. Cutter got him up and in. It is a 2-run Atlanta lead. Now, if it stays a 2-run game or we get one back, I'd be more inclined to play Miller in this game. I just don't want to end up using him too much in a game where we're not faring well, but there's always, the option of just not pitching him multiple innings. He's going to be available for back-to-back days as long as I'm not going too hard in the first game. Great slider from Spencer Strider. This strike zone is atrocious. Dave Lawrence, I recognize that name. So I keep a note file for all the series that I do, and we saw Dave Lawrence a few years ago in the series, and his zone was so bad, I kept that in my notes. He has an awful strike zone. I have a scouting report on him a little bit. Says he doesn't call the bottom consistently. That's really the gist of it there, and that's what we've seen so far in this game. So pitching down, you're going to still have to get them to swing. Off the plate, a walk for Perdomo. So I'd say, based on the umpire, as Gorman will bounce it through and will hold Perdomo at second. I thought that might be a double play ball. But just because of the umpire today, I'd be more inclined to try to throw someone with swing and miss stuff and not leave it up to the umpire to call the game. Now he calls a strike at the bottom. That's going to be the best pitch I get in this at-bat. Little late. 3-2 on Brandon Marsh. That's ball 4, and they're loaded for Contreras, the former Atlanta Brave. They've had so many great catchers, they ended up trading him away. Look at the player he's become. Bases loaded, 1 gone. Ball from Strider. That's a strike. Got him! 98 on the fastball. Just couldn't catch up to it. And the inning is going to be left up to the young Daryl Moreno. Big cut, empty. And it's line, pass short and into center field. And Moreno delivers. He gets way off the bag and is thrown out. And it's going to tie the game at the very least at 3. So another big hit with 2 gone for Daryl Moreno. I was just holding L1 there to keep everybody advancing. I guess I could have gone individual and tried to keep Moreno at first base there. So while the Braves bats have woken up, it does seem that the Cardinal bats are going nowhere. Into the corner. Will Nootbaar have enough space? He will. That's a strike called by home plate umpire Dave Lawrence. Bouncing. Oh, that's a line drive, actually. Just kind of fooled by it. I can't see Cortez going a whole lot deeper into this game. They've got his number. Don't think that he's a great fit for this team. I don't think that his pitching style is benefited by Dave Lawrence. Morel with a long run coming from Nootbaar, and it's got enough hang time. Out number 2. Olsen's got to have some lower splits than against lefties, so I'd love for this to be Cortez's final batter as we get a missed call. Like I said, Cortez doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, and he's going to be pitching down a lot just based on the arsenal he has. His fastball's not overpowering, so this was never going to be a great fit. 3-1, and Olsen waves and strikes out. Good fastball from Cortez. Neither pitcher having a very smooth day to this point. And now 3 apiece as we go to the 4th. Out in front is Donovan. Good pitch to hit. Skied into left center field and under it for out number 1. Quiet series so far for Luis Robert, just 1 for 8.
Count 1-0.
And he sends one to the gap. Right center for Roberts, where I believe his other hit in the series came, and it's a 2-out double. Mason Wynn, watch out. Strider has hit one, and he's come close on a couple other occasions. Wynn is under it. Got a great pitch to hit. It's an easy out in left. And the Cardinals will make a pitching change here in the fourth with Michael Kopech getting into the NLDS action. Facing the bottom of their order, I'd prefer to use Miller in the fifth inning when we have Acuna and Riley more likely to hit. And Kopech has the kind of fastball where I can work more of the zone and not rely on continuing to attack low. Just off the corner, but who knows if it would have been called. 3-2 on Rutschman. And Wynn is right there for a clean play. Falling behind Christopher Morel. It's an easy 4-pitch walk. And now stealing. Morel into scoring position. 19 steal, 81 speed. Kind of slept on him taking off there. Off the plate, 3-1. Kelnick on deck. We're going to get Miller ready. Bouncing right through the middle, and they'll wave home Morel, and he'll score. 4-3 Atlanta. Great series for Michael Harris. And the confidence is in the tank here for Michael Kopech. And that's going to be it for a lackluster postseason appearance. And in comes Mason Miller. All right, they're continuing to steal, and I'm late every time they do it. I'm used to hearing, like, steal, steal. And I'm not getting that. 1-2. He struck him out. Now we face Ronald Acuna Jr. It's in the air. Newt Barr in the gap. The Braves get one and retake the lead. So we're into our bullpen, and I imagine the Braves could be soon. Strider's pitch count now approaching 80 as we're in the fifth. That skied to center should be an easy play for Michael Harris. One down. Gorman can't connect on the slider. That was a little early. And that's a rocket sent foul. One of the most dangerous hitters in the game. Strikes out on a low fastball. I didn't take it because it was low. I just didn't pick it up as well. Good strikeout for Strider, who gets through the inning. We'll see if that awards him a sixth, as we'll keep Mason Miller in the game. We still got plenty of good arms available. JoJo Romero, who you could argue would have been the best player to put in initially. Kind of thought Kopech would actually be a decent fit. But that didn't prove to work out. Riley's gone on 3. He goes around, says Dave Lawrence. And that is strike 3, looking. Newt Barr coming in. That's a nice quick inning for Mason Miller. New pitcher. Strider's day is done. I'm a little surprised. Ian Jabot now in for the Braves. And it's William Contreras to lead off the sixth. So he's got a sweeping curve, also a mid-90s fastball. That couldn't have missed by much. Yeah, good swing. And then skied a little bit late into foul ground. Easily caught. On the corner, he strikes out Daryl Moreno. And a slow tapper. Great inning for Ian Jabot. We make a change. Mason Miller looked great, but the splits are very favorable to a lefty here, and we're going to put in JoJo Romero, who had a 10 K per 9 this year and a very low ERA. Trying to keep this a one-run game, and Olsen will ground it past Perdomo for a hit. When these guys put the ball on the ground, they keep finding the right spots. They've stolen some bases today. I don't think Olsen is much of a threat to do that, but got to keep a closer eye on things. Big cutter there. Rutschman gone on strikes. Circle change is on point. And it's a drive into the corner. Marsh, does he have space? Just out of reach. And gone on strikes. And Michael Harris is up. He's not my favorite guy to be facing in this series. Robert has this one measured. And a good inning for JoJo Romero. Now a lefty comes in for Atlanta. It's Caleb Ferguson. I've expected them to use their lefties primarily. Ball 3. No call, top of the zone. Ferguson missed 2 pretty badly. And Nootbaar takes a pretty easy walk. And now we've got 2 guys that can certainly do damage on lefties. I'm not sure that was the right time to bring in a lefty. And Robert sends one deep to center, but Harris is right there. Mason Wynn is going to stay in here in the 7th inning. Good curve dropped in. Just a piece of it. Didn't have good command right away, but now throwing much better pitches. It's past Riley, and Wynn delivers a single. 2 on as we flip the lineup. Only 84 off the bat, but still snuck it past a good third baseman. Now Geraldo Perdomo. We'll take that one. We're going to make a move here. And we're going to pinch run Victor Scott for Lars Nootbaar, giving us some good speed on the base paths. Both runners go, and it's fouled off. Called strike 3. Great pitch to Perdomo. And there are 2 away. And they're going to bring in Phil Maton suddenly, who gave up that long homer to Kyle Schwarber in Game 1. And he's in to face Nolan Gorman. Gorman drives it right center field. It's a 3-run blast. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. You know what we're sitting on when Maton comes in the game. They're throwing a reliever at us that we're very familiar with. He was on our team. I know exactly what to wait for. And we've gotten 2 massive home runs as a result. First pitch. And Nolan Gorman puts the Cards ahead 6-4. The move there was odd timing. Unless Ferguson's energy was low, they had a lefty-lefty matchup and opted to put in Maton, who throws a much better sweeping curve a little bit late. Nolan Gorman, the MVP of the Cards, has delivered again, and it's on us to show we can protect a lead this year. That was our problem last season. We could put up, offense and take leads. but it didn't always stay that way. So we're going to flip Robert and Scott then. Robert's going to play in right. And for the time being, it is still JoJo Romero. Bottom 7. Struck him out. And that was the last batter I wanted him to face. We are now putting in Ryan Helsley in the 7th because they have Acuna and Riley. Out in front is Acuna, and he's down 0-2 quickly. Big strikeout on 3 pitches for Helsley. 102 miles per hour. Riley now with the drive. And Scott sent back. And it's over the fence. A solo shot. That was getting out pretty quick there. I had trouble timing that jump because it didn't have like a high apex and was falling. It just kind of sped past. Austin Riley connects, though. We get a 1-run game. Yeah, late on that jump. I don't think I've gotten a single one of those to work. I certainly don't like being in a 1-run game against this lineup. Things can change pretty quick. Just inside. And now just high. Struck him out. Albies chases. And the lead holds. They'll go to Jose Leclerc. Very tough reliever. Contreras, Marino, Donovan due up. Victor Scott will have an at-bat in this game. At least he's scheduled to. One of our options would be to pinch hit Schwarber and then sub Troy into the outfield. You just lose a little bit of speed and defensive ability in getting that at-bat. We'll see if I make that call. Marino fouls back a good fastball. Got him on a slider. Leclerc is extremely tough. They should have had him face Nolan Gorman instead. Ugly chase. Not a good inning. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th, and I still want Helsley to face Arcia. But probably done after this. He's chasing. Called strike 3. And we're now going to put in a lefty in Matthew Liberatore. Our last lefty we have. Now, Liberatore's strikeout rate hasn't been very good, but I've liked to use lefties against this part of the order. Matt Olson 1 for 3. Liberatore 1-1. Good location and now ahead. And the big curveball is bounced harmlessly to Mason Wynn. And that leaves Adley Rutschman, who's been a good singles hitter in this series. His slugging percentage dropped significantly this year. Grounded to Perdomo. It was a pitch out of the zone, and we're going to the 9th with the lead intact. And we are just an inning away from punching our ticket to the NLCS. I'm choosing to keep Victor Scott in the game for his defense in a 1-run contest. He puts down a bunt. Rutschman's got to go get it, and Scott reaches easily. A bunt single. And a fly ball a little bit late from Robert. Do I dare steal here? They got Rutschman behind the plate. Alvarado is not throwing anything under 90 miles per hour, and he's a lefty. Scott's going. It is a stolen base. It wasn't even close. The cutter is nasty. Strike 3 for Alvarado. And now Geraldo Perdomo. That's about as good as it's going to get, and that was actually timed pretty good. 3 missing, though, and a full count. Gorman could get another chance. No! I was convinced he would throw a strike there. Alvarado, tough as ever. As we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Alexis Diaz hopes to send us to a series we've never seen before. Unless you watch the A's franchise, we had the American League version of it. Christopher Morel leads off against closer Alexis Diaz. This is why we brought him in. For a clinching scenario in the postseason. Marino can't stop it. Base hit right field. And I've got to be aware of the possibility of them running. Michael Harris, who's been very tough in this series. No calls. Close pitches, but off the plate. Harris offers. And now 2-2. Got him! Big strikeout from Alexis Diaz. First pitch that was up in this at-bat. And he's way in front of it. And that leaves Jared Kelenic. Acuna is behind him. And Kelenic lifts it. Scott's in center. Makes the catch. We are 1 out away. And that 1 out is Ronald Acuna Jr. 2 for 11 in the NLDS. Behind him, you've got Austin Riley. Got to throw a little bit closer than that. And taking off, Morel Contreras, no! And he's safe. And we're going to now intentionally walk Acuna. Riley has already gone yard. So we put the winning run on. But down 2-0 there with a base open. 12 pitches in. I'm going to choose to get a fresh at-bat. No call, just under the zone. Up and in, 95. It's got to be in a good location to overpower him, because it's not going to get to the triple-digit range. Big cut, and it's strike 2. The Braves season is now on the line. Just off the plate. Struck him out! The Cardinals at last are moving on. What a pitch from Alexis Diaz, right on the edge. And we're finally advancing. We have swept the Atlanta Braves in the NLDS. Very close game. 6-5 finish. We have conquered Atlanta at last. And here is that final pitch. Just on the outside. And that's why Alexis Diaz was brought in. We did it, everybody. But that's only the first step. Really good game there in Game 3. That was the intense postseason baseball you expect to see. Meanwhile, the Dodgers lead their series against Philadelphia 2-1. And the Dodgers have advanced. And we'll have Dylan Lesko versus Shohei Ohtani in the NLCS. If we choose to start Lesko there in Game 1. in Los Angeles. There'd be no reason why we couldn't just go ace versus ace there and put in Dylan Cease. But we've made it now further than we ever have before in this series, and now we've got to face the Dodgers. Eventually, you're going to have to beat these guys. And we'll try to get off to a strong start in the NLCS next time. Thank you all for watching today's video. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. A lot of you have not subscribed yet. Do that now. And I'll see you here again soon for our next series getting underway. Take care, everybody.